Hello, my name is Hersh and welcome to the HERshyt Show. Well, a little bit about it. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's alright. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy. So, don't mind me. She got me over here cracking the fuck up. This week, and you better not do it. You better. This week.
I'm being a good girl. You okay? This week we're going to talk about. I want to do it so bad.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Homophobia.
And what are we going to discuss about homophobia? I'm not laughing at homophobia, damn it.
Sure.
Yes, I am, because of this voice that she made before we started recording. Oh my God. Okay. Serious shit. Homophobia. What about homophobia? What is the definition of homophobia? Besides
a fear or hostility towards gay people or homosexuality. And let's see.
What is your infamous statement? She wants to tell the straight people out there one statement that is very clear cut.
You know, I can't speak on behalf of the men, but for me personally,
yeah,
just because I'm gay does not mean that I'm open to threesomes and, or like a challenge for
What do you mean?
I mean, seriously, it's unreal. No, just partnership. It's like a same thing as being married to a man and a woman. It's the same.
Monogamous.
Yeah, and people think, oh, it's a challenge.
I have seen that. I have literally.
It's a real thing, and I'm just like, no.
I have had men actually say that they'll go for a woman that is either bisexual.
Well, they just
or
want to
lesbian.
teach you a lesson. Oh, she's not gay. I've been told recently, you can't be gay.
What do you mean I can't? Yeah, I mean, you can't be. Like they're telling you what you can and can't be.
Yeah, and this was somebody that was doing work for me, and I'm paying this fool, and told me I couldn't be gay.
So this is supposed to be a professional that stepped at you like that.
And I'm just like, you really just say that?
You can't be. I wonder,
and then it became a challenge, and I'm like, dude, you messing with the wrong one.
I really think some people don't think about it when they say stuff like that. Like, nah, you can't be gay. The fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Please make it make sense, because you can't just walk up on somebody and tell them what they are or what they are not.
Mm-hmm.
That is, we're in 2023 now, right? Like I had to think about that.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we're in 2023, so I really don't. I don't know. You continue.
To be honest with you, homophobes should consider a little self-reflection. To be honest with you. Might have hidden desires subconsciously you don't even know you're aware of. Individuals who are most hostile toward gays and hold strong anti-gay views may themselves have same-sex desires, usually undercover ones. Some people are threatened by gays and lesbians because they are fearing their own impulses. If you're unaccepting of others, and this goes for anything across the board.
Yeah, anything.
Racism, whatever it may be, you're fearing your own impulses. Unaccepting of others because they cannot be accepting of themselves. Sometimes you've had really homophobic parents, and you just learn that way.
Yeah, through hatred, and you know what?
And a lot of men, they're like big bully. I'm not, and that's like you're overcompensating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I do, and that's with anything, because it's at home. It's at home. Everything starts at home, no matter what. Everything starts at home. So, but the funny thing is, when their child grows up to be a member of the LGBTQ, that shit is the most hilarious thing.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, be careful what you say. You know, and I've had some people. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. I'm like, so what if? You're very protective of your child and all that, but what if? What if your child was gay?
But what are you protecting your child from when it comes down to LGBTQ?
And why does their sexuality matter? I mean, why do you feel like you haven't done enough or you haven't achieved something. That's why it shouldn't even be a topic, really.
I really
but I
don't.
mean, who they.
We've came a long way as far as the nation goes, because
And I'm not saying
it's still, everything is more open and acceptable in the 21st century, right? But we still have ways to go, and that's with a lot of things. This topic we're discussing is going to be around homophobia by itself, but there are so many other topics, that fall in line with that. Yep. So it's like you remember the movie Philadelphia with Tom Hanks. He was a gay man. He got AIDS, and you remember during that time.
Yeah, that was rough.
During that, and then when monkeypox came out, last year, that lasted like 2.3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? That was about, it's in the gay community, monkeypox. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Oh, so we're gonna try that again? We're gonna blame it on the gay community? No, it don't work that way. Mm-hmm. It's like shit happens to try to stir up chaos or the anti-Semitic side or the anti-gay side or the anti-something side, because we don't have enough fucking problems going on in this world. We need to stir up something.
Yep.
That is fucking ridiculous to me.
And I notice homophobia in men is usually the fear of being perceived as gay. Like, not as a real man.
Playing with dolls or wearing something.
It's not being perceived like you grown up around authoritative parents.
You hit like a girl.
Yeah. Or
dumb shit.
It's the fear of being perceived as gay. Like being around somebody, I don't want nobody to think that I'm that way. Or not as a real man.
In all reality, I really think most masculine men that are very masculine, they're afraid to open up, period. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of, I can't really say jealousy, or intimidation, but it kind of goes hand in hand with that. When somebody is able to express themselves so freely, and the next individual that's watching that is so stuck in their own shell or wasn't able to express themselves freely growing up.
Yeah.
No matter what it was, even if they weren't just a gay individual, they're really a straight individual, male or female, but they weren't allowed to express their emotions or feelings growing up, period.
And that goes for a lot of people, we've seen.
And then when you see an entire group just magical and rainbows and happy and smiling, and baby, they still go to 9-to-5 jobs too. Yep. Like, a person is a person no matter who they're with, what they're doing. You're not fucking them at night. So why are you worried about who got their mouth on them? I'm serious though.
I know.
It's not your business what they're doing behind closed doors.
No.
And if you decide to go to like a drag show or something like that, it's for pure entertainment. A lot of those men are not even gay.
Yeah.
They just like putting on women's clothes and acting a fucking fool. And getting paid for it. Getting paid a lot for it. Shit, I need to learn how to put on some heels and umbrellas. You get paid for that stuff. But what are the other notes you got?
This inner conflict can be seen in some high-profile cases in which anti-gay public figures are caught engaging in the same-sex acts.
Ooh.
For instance, preacher and anti-gay marriage advocate Ted Haggard was caught in a gay sex scandal in 2006. And in 2010, a prominent anti-gay activist and co-founder of the Conservative Family Research Council, George, I'm going to say Reckers, was reportedly spotted in 2010 with a male escort rented from rentboy.com.
Oh, that's what, rentboy.com. It's a real thing, y'all. We looked it up.
Yep.
I'm not advising you to look it up unless you want to rent a boy, but preferably go for the grown men. Do not go for no children, please. Because that's a whole nother topic. Go ahead.
Let's see.
So the contradiction is real.
Oh, yeah. If straight men feel compelled to assert manhood through displays of masculinity involving dominance over women. This goes for everybody has a male and female side to them.
Yes.
Masculine, femininity. And I've witnessed this firsthand recently. It's interesting. I'm in my 40s and witnessing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just getting.
I think because we're more.
I'm getting hit left and right. I'm just like, but I'm cool where I stand with things. But it's amazing that people will still
test the fuck out of you.
It's just unreal. Yeah. Ugly some bitches too. I'm like, yeah.
Ugly inside and out, not just physical features. That's inside and out.
Yeah.
Because you have some real ignorant ass people that, and who else got caught up supposedly? The rumor had it, J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh.
That was rumor had it. Now I'm gonna need you to go ahead and research that, but that's a topic starter right there. But it has been founded with a lot of organizations where the men that created these, they're so curious. Curiosity got that cat, or in this one, your snake.
Not the kitty cat.
But they turn into some little purrs. But that's usually how it starts. And I was telling you about that show, I think it was 911 or something, where they actually did an episode. One of the firefighters is a gay male. He's a proud gay male, and he lets it be known. But his father is just like, you ain't shit, about being gay. But he ended up catching his father with a male.
That's what
cheating on his mom with another man. I think either the curiosity is always there, but just because somebody is a part of the LGBTQ does not mean that they automatically are attracted to you.
Yes, exactly. And like I said, I got tons of female friends, I call sisters.
Yeah.
I don't think the first thing about it. We go get massages and have her naked in one same room. It don't even faze me because it's like just because you're, like here, I don't even think that way.
No.
It's not even part of my.
No. And sweetheart, let me tell you something. Most gay men, they want a pretty motherfucker. And I promise you, just because you standing there looking burly does not make you attractive. And most gay men will tell you, like, honey, no, he ain't even my type. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? And most gay men do not talk feminine. Most women that are lesbians do not talk masculine. So you can't just assume. Stop the assumptions game, man. Mm-hmm. They go to work. Everybody goes to work. Everybody lives their life. It's not like they got this magical dungeon in their room with 50 Shades of Grey type shit hanging off the walls. Like, use fucking common sense. Or listen to a young lady that's in a relationship with another young lady, because I can't speak from that experience, but I can speak from the outside looking in to those that have questions. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Not a bad thing.
Ask the questions. Go to one. Go to a parade.
Do you think it can be over? The community can be over dramatic.
I think yes. I think the community.
I do too, and that's coming from me. And I'm not being that goes for anything. I think there's a time. Do I go around the rainbow flag? Like going crazy. No, I don't. That's just me personally because I'm very private.
I have seen the initial stages when people are coming out.
Yeah.
Right. I have seen that. Okay, now I have told people. Now it's that chip on my shoulders. The world owes me something. I have seen that mentality.
That's what I'm talking about. It's more like entitlement or like just blasting in your face.
Yeah, sweetheart.
I have no desire to do that.
Just because you're part of the LGBTQ does not make you a fucking unicorn. You're not magical. You are a normal human being that likes what you like, loves what you love, does what you does. Mm-hmm. You're not different from anybody else. It don't matter if
gay, straight. I'm not. That's a personal thing for me. I'm just not very flamboyant. I just don't. I'm very like.
And if you want to be flamboyant, sweetheart, be flamboyant. There's straight people that is flamboyant, annoying. I wouldn't even say flamboyant. I would say annoying as fuck.
And don't sit there and question, well, why am I being singled out? Why?
You're not.
You're kind of bringing attention to yourself. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna walk in with the spotlight twirling around on the top of my head and wonder why the fuck you watching me.
Yeah.
Like, come on, be you. Be true, do what you do, and it's nobody else's business. And it's not our place as straight individuals to bash anybody.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even, I wouldn't even care if my cousin was with a 600-pound wife. You know what I'm saying? That's their business. I wouldn't care if somebody was. I mean, now there are certain things I would judge you about, but your relationship is your relationship as long as it is above legal age. You know what I'm saying? And there's no abuse going on or anything like that of that sort, and y'all are happy and y'all decide to be together. Baby, make it happen. Skip
like you got a father, let's say. What would make them so angry?
I've always asked that question.
I'm just saying,
it's the masculinity.
Say your daughter is gay. What would make, as a dad or whatever, what would make you so angry?
Yeah.
Or feel like you felt? Why?
You didn't fail.
Were you molested as a child? I mean, what was the sexual? You shouldn't even comment on your daughter's. That shouldn't even be a question or a topic.
Or even your son. As long as your child is a decent, I can't even say professional, but decent member of society, you've done your job. And decent also includes, or does not include, who they're wanting to date. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that as parents, you need to get away. Well, the Bible says, baby, the Bible says lie. Mm-hmm. You might want to go back and read
it. The symbolism behind that is very interesting.
And in some countries, it's still Men Love Thursdays. It literally, men are for pleasure, and women are for babies. In some countries, it's still like that to this day. I can't say I saw that, but we did see hints of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was Man Love Thursdays. And a lot of that is actually starting to come out to light as well. And a lot of the Middle Eastern countries or Southwest Asian countries, being gay is a death sentence, period. Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, like those are death sentences. You know what I mean? Or could be. However, a lot of those same locations prune little boys and make them dress up as little girls and dance in front of grown men. And then they get mad when that little boy turns into a gay man or a bisexual man, because that's all they've ever known. They've been getting, and I will say, they've been getting raped by some of these grown-ass men, being forced to dress up as little girls. And then you turn around and want to kill them when they become an adult and they turn out to be gay or bisexual in any kind of way. Or trisexual, because some people try. They dip and dab. They're not necessarily bi. They try and they get the hell on. They make a choice. They go to one side or the other. But it's none of your business.
I just looked this up and it's true. That Man Love Thursdays in Afghanistan is a thing.
Yes.
I told you.
Saw it. No, I didn't see the act.
I was fact checking, but they say it's a man and a boy.
Yes.
Yeah, other people getting.
They are pruning young boys.
That's crazy.
Yes, because women are for babies, boys are for pleasure. Yes, Man Love Thursdays.
Unreal.
Research. There's other countries like that too, but it's starting to finally come out. There's actually journals, like one little boy actually, there's a journal article that came out a couple years ago, maybe like 7-8 years ago or something like that, where he was actually telling his story on how they pruned him, how they taught him and trained him and forced him to dance like a girl and this and that and the third. And I think he's locked up at this time. So little boys are getting raped. Yes. Little girls get acid thrown on them for going to school, but little boys get stuff.
Some warped stuff.
Yeah, it is. But homophobia is still a very real thing.
Yeah. And a lot of, I've noticed, like the masculinity of a woman. Most men, from personal experience, they're very challenged almost.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Like
I have seen it.
I'm to you that no, you're not.
I know somebody.
It's like it does something. It triggers them in some way. Like you're not, dude. We're not competing with you.
Yeah, it's that competitiveness.
I'm not competing. If I wanted to, I'm going to win, so it don't matter.
Exactly.
I'm like,
yeah. But I have seen dudes like literally latch on and try to get a woman that he knows for a fact is not attracted to him at all. You know what I mean? Like, we could be cool, we could be homeboys, whatever. But I have seen where men actually try to sleep with her at least one time. It's that challenge.
Yep, it's a challenge thing.
Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But I have seen dudes do that. I have literally witnessed guys do that. And some of them did get the female. Some of them actually got the female pregnant. But that's a whole nother topic. But I think she was one and done after she went through that situation.
She thought we good.
Yeah, we're good. So, you know, it is what it is. But people's choice is people's choice.
I know.
You can't tell people how to live their life or how to feel. And, you know, a lot of parents stress that, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with my child. But you won't even open the doorway up to let them even come and talk to you and speak to you. Like, mental health is more spoken about these days.
Yeah.
And it's more accepted because, you know, back when we was growing up, it was, you know, you hid the mental
very
situation.
Hidden, very swept under the rug.
Yeah, any type of mental situation.
Yes. And
then you had like House of Refuge or that was a juvenile facility. Like, if your child any kind of inkling of being gay or a part of the LGBTQIA, I think. How many? Listen, stop adding letters, man.
I'm you know, I'm still like LG something.
Stop adding letters, man. We get it.
I just say community.
Yeah, the community. So they would, like, these families, they would drop their kids off to beat them up. They would drop them off at like church camps. And so this is way back when, early 1900s, 1800s, 1900s. They would try to beat it out of them. They would try to do an exorcism.
Well, yeah, there's also churches that have counseling services. I was even told that. Go to church and counseling services and it'll heal you.
Heal me from what? Heal you from what?
And I will tell you this. My personal opinion, I can't speak for everybody, but I do think a lot of it is genetics.
Listen, I think people are
when
born
you start
that way
researching
too.
genetics and you see a pattern with it, there's no denying it. Do I think you just, ooh, yay, I want to be gay today? Me personally, no.
It wasn't the drugs, I promise.
It's now, like I said, I can't speak for everybody. Some people go back and forth, but I don't know.
I really think it's genetics too. I think it has something to do with
a lot of it is genetics, and you know, androgynous people.
Have you noticed most burly men that are so anti-gay or their son ends up, as we talked about earlier, their son ends up possibly being gay, but come to find out they got it from you, daddy. I think most men, that if their son does turn out that way, not all, don't come for me.
Yeah.
I tussle back. So, but most men with their son that is gay or whatever, and they got their gene from them, that genetic side from them, you know, I think it's more of the hate of the curiosity because they themselves could not be who they wanted to be. It wasn't accepted.
Really, it's about self-reflection. So when you're really that angry at somebody for their choices, really stop and think, hang on. A lot of things are self-reflection. That goes for racism, whatever it may be. Stop and think, why am I acting this way? Why am I so angry?
The fear of the unknown.
And it's a real thing. Stop yourself. You know, it's part of the spiritual growth. This is part of your growth. Like, anytime I get angry about something, I stop myself and think, okay, where do I stand in this? Why
is it bothering
me this bad? I turn the mirror on myself. I take a mirror literally with my hand. I just turn it on myself. I'm thinking, okay, why am I so angry?
Yeah. What is this triggering?
And there's a trigger where it might be an old trauma. It might be, sometimes you don't even know what it is. A lot of times we don't have a clue. We're like, why am I so angry at this?
And the numbers are alarming of children or adults our age that have been molested.
Oh, it's unreal.
And never spoke about it.
It's unreal.
You know what I mean?
And I know.
So I think that has a lot of deep embedded.
Yeah, because your brain has a way of protecting yourself.
Yeah.
Itself from memories like that. It will literally wall off a memory.
Yeah.
and protect you in any way because it's so bad.
And now it's going to make you so angry that your son is bringing home a man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that could trigger that situation where that man did that to you as a
Mhm.
child or even a woman. Because women do molest children too.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
It's not just men. We got to get out of this stereotypical bullshit, man.
It does go both ways.
And it could be that triggering moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have to be willing to have that open conversation.
Yes. Really stop and pause and think.
Oh, you can be gay, just don't be flamboyant or bring your boyfriend here. What? Like, make that shit make sense. Like, do some of these parents really listen to themselves when they talk to these children? There's a lot of supportive parents out there too, don't get me wrong. But like, do you really hear yourself speak when you try to make these boundaries?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was your child and I came to you and told you, hey, I'm dating old girl, woo, she a baddie, woo, she owns a business, this, that, and the first thing comes out your mouth is, just don't bring that around me. Bet. You lost me right there.
Yep.
You lost me right there. So if I ever decided to date a woman, guess what? The world would know about it. But it's not my place to tell the world about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you're gay don't mean that you have to broadcast it to everybody.
And that's how I am. I don't matter if I'm gay or straight.
Yeah.
I'm just very personal and private. I have no desire to sit there and put a rainbow flag on my truck. I just don't. I mean, it don't interest me. I'm like, no, I'm good. It's not that I'm not proud. I'm just like.
Exactly. But you're proud to be a person.
Yeah, I'm not like, it don't interest me to sit
even
there.
Dudes. Even if I decided to date tomorrow, the world would probably pause.
Yeah. We're all gonna be like this. Look, I'm taking off my glasses.
If Hershey ever comes out,
I'm taking off my glasses on that one.
If I ever came around and be like, y'all, I'm getting married. First thing people gonna say, to what? Because nobody ever sees me dating anybody. Mm-hmm. You have to keep your shit private, man. You know what I mean? Like, keep what you do private. It's nobody's business. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody.
Nope.
If that heifer is buck-toothed, cross-eyed, and with 3 ears, it is not your place to have to explain your person to nobody. If your dude is 3.2 inches tall, as long as he grown, you ain't got to explain yourself to nobody. You know what I mean? Because who you date is who you date.
Yeah.
Who you love is who you love. And love is literally, it's an action. It's not an emotion. You know what I mean? Like, you get in this habitual thing, just like with addiction. You get addicted to. So if you're getting addicted to bashing a certain community because you might want to put on a tutu and go join them, but you can't because you're embarrassed, that just...
I know men that won't even, the grown men, like, in their 50s, like, who want to paint, and you never even heard about it, but they're just like,
what, as far as drawing?
Yeah, like paint, like get a canvas and paint, and it's like they're afraid that that's too girly.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, express yourself. That's part of expressing yourself.
Most of the famous artists
or knitting or crocheting, that's like it's known as being a woman type. I'm like, no, own that, own it.
I'm going through that with my son now because he likes to sew clothes. Like,
I think that's amazing.
He's really
that is awesome.
But I noticed he started buying, like, he'll buy that shirt you got on, cut that out, and put it on something else.
Love it.
But he won't make it. But he know how to make the whole T-shirt. He said when he sews, he's tired of people thinking he's gay. So he's not gonna sew anything else.
That's just how.
Listen, fuck that. Let them think they gay. Let them think you gay, baby.
Because I was into fashion, and we was into fashion. You
yes.
was around.
Yeah, I remember that.
I stopped because of the same reason. So I probably could have been in fashion school. I probably could be a top designer by now. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
When
you'd
I
be
stopped-
up there.
You
be like
stopped
this.
because people
For
were
that same
talking.
reason. No, back then.
Oh yeah,
all the male
with us
fashion
growing
designers
up.
were gay. It
Yeah.
wasn't really straight fashion design, but now it's wide open now. But my son still deals with that in school.
I hate that,
So
man.
people still mess with him. People, and I think it's other gay guys may approach him, and he's like, "Man, look, like, y'all gotta leave me alone. Like, I ain't like
Hey,
y'all."
feel flattered.
But
Well, just like a woman wanting to do, like, I enjoy doing manual label, or
yeah.
I enjoy that kind of stuff. It's very grounding for me.
Mhm.
You know, to like I'm building myself a studio apartment, and it's building us a studio apartment, me and Andrew. But it's very very grounding for me.
It is.
You
It's
know,
something
I'm
you're
using my
putting-
hands, and I'm able
Exactly.
to think, and I'm working, and I'm not so like in the spiritual world. I'm like more ground me here,
Mhm.
and you know, and I get
And it's
perceived
something
a certain way.
that you are building for y'all. It
Yes.
is something that I don't care if I get some Lego pieces and build me a little fort with an army man behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my business. That is something that you wanted to do. That doesn't mean, yes, you are a lesbian. However, that doesn't mean you're a masculine man and you're just trying to come out here and do.
No, and I'm not trying to
Notice
compete with
me.
nobody. You know, when I come out and do work, I'm like,
She got somebody. Leave her alone.
I'm
She
not
got
competing
somebody.
with you. I don't care. I mean, at this age of my life, I'm like, dude, I'm not competing with. I mean, I'm that's in my 20s.
And little boys, it's okay to play with baby dolls if you want to play with baby dolls.
I play with GI Joes. Go
And
figure.
Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah,
had He-Man.
Oh man, I had all the
He-Man and Wonder Woman.
He-Man, Thundercats.
Mm-hmm.
Thundercats is where it's at. I still watch it.
Do what you do. Do what you do, man.
You know, and I'm very, very fortunate. My parents never.
I knew when we was kids that you was gay.
I mean,
But
it's
I
obvious.
never-
I mean, anybody knows me, I'm like, you dumb as hell. If you don't know.
We never had that conversation.
No,
It doesn't. Why? Exactly.
I
why?
think people we went to school with, they had. I'm not gonna name no names, but y'all had.
I promise you, the first name that popped in my
I
head
ain't
was the
saying-
basketball team.
But y'all had. Anyway,
We know who you are.
None of my business. But yeah, but my parents were very. I mean, I had He-Man toys. My dad would set up the He-Man castle for Christmas.
Oh, he was
you know,
loving it.
You know, and it was
Yeah.
like he was very. I was basically the boy. You know, as a child. You know.
I was daddy's little boy too.
You know,
'Cause
and
he
it was
had
like
all
I
girls.
learned. But I'm literally an androgynous human. That's been a challenge in my life.
Yeah.
Very big challenge. Huge challenge. And but GI Joes, I had the tanks, I had the aircraft thing, I had the He-Man castle. I love that stuff. My sister had the Barbie dolls, and I shaved his head.
Tavia's committed suicide because I was not doing Barbie dolls. Oh yeah. Vic Lynn got us on some Barbie dolls at one point, but my Barbie dolls never lasted. They either got killed or something happened in a raid or something.
Pulling their heads off like a
That's what she-
Yeah, I am not a Barbie doll fan.
Well, I would try to curl their hair
I
and
don't
curl an
understand that. Like, why do boys pull their heads and arms off dolls? Like they
I did it,
You do, it's
and
like,
I'm a girl. I got little titties. I'm a girl.
But you're displaying the symptoms of a male. Like you're.
I have a lot of masculine
you have a lot
energy.
of
Yes, I
masculine
do.
energy.
And I'm not part of the LGBTQ.
No,
So I confuse
everybody
the
has-
shit out of people all the time.
And I love that.
Because they'll assume and they'll come up. So Hersh, were you gay?
What does it matter?
I was like, yeah, just because they wouldn't try to holler at me no more.
Like, yeah.
But at the same time, most members that are a part of the community know that I'm not. You know what I mean? But you have those men that would try to approach me on deployments or whatever, and they wouldn't see me with no other dude, so they automatically assumed. But if you're gonna ask a question, don't come up and whisper and sound like a little bitch. Just ask.
People try to put people in the box. I know a lot of very effeminate men that are not gay.
Yeah.
But they're very effeminate.
Yeah,
They
oh,
were
yeah.
raised around women. They would, they didn't have whatever reason.
Yeah.
But their mannerisms, the way they talk, it's just
Yeah,
like,
there's-
man.
And it's the automatic assumption.
It's the assumption. Because I'm guilty of doing it, like looking at them like, bro, like what's going on here?
Well, just like I said, every male, every female have a masculine. It's literally
Yeah.
God made male and female,
Mm-hmm.
in his image. So it's like we literally have a male and female energy in us, literally. And the challenge is to balance that energy.
My energies get to fighting all the time in me sometimes.
It's a challenge, like to balance. Like sometimes, and I love to decorate.
But
I
it's
love
also the
to
protective
interior
mode too.
decorate. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But it's that protective mode. If you've been through a lot of traumas,
Mhm.
you're going to have that protection, and your masculine side is going to be more protective than the feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
And if you grew up around nothing but women and cooking and this ha-ha-gee-hee loving type of environment, you're going to be more feminine. You're going to have more of a feminine trait. That doesn't mean that you are a part of the community. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think my dad fully understands it, but he's like, okay, babe. You know, he's like, all right, babe.
He don't give a shit.
Do what you gotta do. You know.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
He's like, okay, but
And Auntie's just like, whatever.
my aunts are like, they're like, they already knew.
Look, do they drink coffee? Tell them to bring coffee. That's all.
Yeah, make an offering of coffee, and you good to go. This is the coffee goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee goddess.
I'm telling you, like, dude, hey, if you have a sewing machine, and I'm talking to the young men right
Man,
now.
that makes me so.
If you have a sewing machine, if you want to paint, if you want to do murals, if you want to dance, and I'm not talking about b-boy dancing,
Even singing.
Exactly. Man, there's some little boys. Oh my God, the opera. But they go through hell and they get picked on because kids are fucking evil, man. They
really are. And I mean, I got bullied when I was 6th grade, something like that. I got to the point where I was like, you about to get your ass whooped. You know, I'm about to, you know, there's times where they were like, when they're home, like, don't you ever dress up, hey, you be a girl or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
And I remember thinking, I don't know who they were. They finally left school, but I thought, you about to get your ass tore up.
And we're going to bring
that
that up.
5-foot chicken, you know. I'm like,
our next topic is going to be about bullying. So we'll actually get more into that part.
You know, and as a child growing up, you're already confused. You don't, you know, and you got that on top of it, bullying. Mm-hmm. It messes with your mind. Unless you got to be an extremely strong individual, but your brain is still developing at this time.
Yeah.
So it helps to have, it helped me to have supportive parents. Like, and
you got to have a community. And I'm not, when I say the community this time, I mean in not just the LGBTQ community. You have to find your tribe. You have to have that internal support, and that's with anything you do in life.
And like my sister, she'll let somebody say something about me. Oh, I just come on like, sis, someone said something. And I used to tell people on the bus when we were growing up, I did this. I was a little kid in elementary school. I said, my sister's going to beat you up. I told everybody on the bus that. And she didn't have a clue. She's going like this, huh? I'm like, my sister's going to beat you up. I told everybody. So she's wrong.
Why?
I just wanted to beat somebody up. I was like, my sister, I said, big sis. My big sis going to get you. And they were like, and Christy's behind him like this. You know how she laughs all the time?
Yeah, she does. She's a laugher.
Yeah, she's just laughing. And
has no clue that you done told everybody.
No, I told everybody on the bus, like, she's going to beat you up.
What was the purpose of that?
I have no idea. I guess she was my bodyguard.
That's not cool at all.
I know, but I did. I was little.
I was too busy trying to just start fights because I wanted to see a fight.
Maybe that's what I wanted.
I did that with 2 people at school with my sister. In the lunchroom.
I told everybody on that bus.
I jumped up on the edge of the table, in the you can remember how we used to walk in, we'd have to go to the lunchroom or whatever, and there was a chill spot or the gym. And we was in the lunchroom. That's when the high school and middle school was together. It's when we first got to 6th grade in the high school because, of course,
they were still building.
Yeah, they were still building. So they decided to put middle school and high school together for some godly reason. And I jumped up on the top of the table at the lunch table in the morning. It was like, anybody want to see fight? I was pushing my sister to fight my friend. I don't know
why I did that.
I just wanted to see a fight.
I just told everybody on the bus,
I was an instigator.
I said, my big sis gonna get you. And then I got somebody else to go.
And she just back there laughing.
Yeah, she's laughing. I said, my big sis gonna beat you up.
And Chrissy just back there giggling.
She's like,
got no clue. My mom would be like, why are y'all fighting so much? I'm not the one fighting.
You instigated it. You started the whole damn thing.
I was an instigator. I'm not gonna lie. I was an instigator. If you told me you wanted to fight somebody, I wanted to see it. Don't tell me you wanted to fight them. I want to see it. Because if I tell you I want to fight somebody, now I done put myself in a situation where now I got to go fight this person because I done said I was going to. You know what I mean? Even though I might not even wanted to, but now I got to because I said so. So if you tell me that you wanted to fight somebody, then hey, let's go get crunk. I bet you won't get crunk. I bet you won't get crunk. That's what we used to do at school.
I remember that.
I ain't gonna beat on the table with it because of the microphones, but yeah. But yeah. But homophobia is still a real thing. You know what I mean? If you are part of the LGBT community, do not have a chip on your shoulder. Just live your life.
Yeah, it was brought up to my attention about, I don't even know what song it was. Hank Williams Jr. something back in the day made a video about I don't know, it was in a bar, a coffee shop, whatever it was, and then there was a gay guy, and he's like, I don't know, we might have to Google it, because I don't know exactly what it was, but it's something about that song has been brought back up, like the gay community is starting to me, that's
look it up, boss man.
That's kind of going overboard. Like he said, well, I'm not gay. I know I'm not going to be gay. Something about the gay and Hank Williams. It's an old song, and they're bringing it back up, saying that he was.
We're talking about the same drugged out
like,
Hank Williams Jr. family that was alcoholics and full of drugs, and didn't one of them even actually fall off a cliff or something and bust their head?
I don't know exactly, but it's something like some things. Just leave them alone. I mean.
The man is old. What do you
I don't know. That's what aggravates me. It's like, why bring up shit that don't even...
Exactly. So this is my thing. So the 80s, the 90s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, that's from our parents' generation up, right? So from 58 forward, right? During that time frame, racism was still a very real thing.
Yep.
Homophobia was definitely a big thing. And then you had the peace, love, and hair grease and happiness and hippies and Woodstock and drugs and LSD and whatever, right? Just be happy, man. You know, all that good stuff. That was the 70s, right? The 60s and 70s. And in the 80s, you had Jungle Fever come out. Because, boy, if you got into an interracial relationship, shit was going down, especially in the South. You got Loving versus Virginia for that portion. Then you had Philadelphia come out. The 80s came out. The gay community was accused of bringing in AIDS. You know what I mean? So, and in the 90s, it was more, love and hip hop kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? It was everything was becoming more open and more accepting. The rights started pouring in. It was a battle, but changes started shifting. And then you come to the 2000s, there's no more don't ask, no, don't tell in the military. They lifted that. You know what I mean? So stop bringing up shit that happened way back when, because if you're going to do that, you might as well look at who your congressmen and women are that's been sitting in there since Jim Crow era.
Well, get this. Hank Williams Jr.'s son, Sam, opens up about coming out as gay.
Didn't y'all call that earlier?
Damn. I was like,
y'all called that, but that song was it All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over?
Oh, that's my song though.
He had a line where it's just a quick line. I think they said he was saying something about queer guitar pickers or something like that.
It was something real small, and they're like making a
small.
Huge ordeal. I'm like, that's why y'all get so much bash, because it's like this is bringing up
Stop
stuff that don't matter.
It's the cancel culture shit, ain't it?
Yeah, probably so.
This cancer culture shit, like people stop being so sensitive. Stop being so fucking sensitive, because we've always had like sayings, unless they're literally coming and trying to beat you up because you're gay or what, you know what I'm saying, or because you're not gay, or because I'm never met some folks in the LGBTQ community that's some fucking bullies.
Oh, they fight.
I'm talking. I want to pick a fight, start a fight, just to show you that they can tussle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his son, that's interesting. Mm-hmm.
Sam Williams.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's his business.
No, I think it's great. But
that rowdy friends,
it'll help other kids struggling with their identity. That's freaking cool.
I've never heard of that.
And that song got pulled off of ESPN. It happened a couple years ago. So ESPN pulled the song.
Which one?
The
one with the rowdy friends.
Rowdy Friends song. Because of one little part.
Yeah, it was just something real simple.
I don't remember that piece of the song, and we used to play it all the time.
I think he performed it in a festival. He may have added it in a festival, just freestyle that part. And yeah, either way, it's still something so small. But when I looked it up, Hank Williams Jr., like, he has a lot of rants against Muslims. And,
oh yeah,
like he said, Barack Obama was a Muslim that hates fishing and hates hunting and loves gays, and he was one of the ones that was saying that back in the day.
Well, also back in the day, he was also snotted out and fell and bust his head open. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can't talk about somebody else when your closet ain't clean.
Yeah.
That's a self-reflection thing.
Exactly.
Well, the one thing I don't agree with is how society now doesn't let people have an opinion. You can really believe how you want to believe, and it still don't affect me. You can
stop trying to cancel people.
You can hate whoever you want to hate, and it has nothing to do with me. So why am I going to waste my energy to try to bring you down, do anything to you. Like, okay.
Unless you are physically messing with my pockets, my freedom, or my sanity.
Right.
Baby, you can speak all you want.
Yeah,
your perception is your reality. That's what our hashtag is. Yep. But if you want to be so belligerent and ignorant and hateful and spiteful, sweetheart, karma is a bitch.
You got a lot of fighting to do.
That's too much.
There's a long way, and as you grow, you're like, you got a long way to go, buddy.
If that's the battle you want to jump in, you got a lot.
I'm like that.
That's
and
too
as
much.
me, I'm like, you got a long way to go, man.
People need to be open-minded on both sides. If somebody
really be mindful and stop yourself. I'm serious.
But that's on both sides too.
Yeah, it don't matter what it is. Even myself, I stop myself and say, be mindful. Okay, what is this?
Where did this come from?
What is this triggering me? Why am I getting kind of angry? Why? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a legit thing, and sometimes I'm like, oh, it's something I need to reflect on myself. Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot of work to do that, to say.
When somebody says something retarded, I learned a long time ago, I just start laughing. Because I'm gonna be like, why'd you just say that? I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna start
at me all the time.
I laugh at my damn self all the time. But it's
the stuff I get into, I'm like,
because you know what? I think this is my first level of trying to understand. I'm gonna start laughing first, because when my laughter stops and I start asking like pinpointed clarity questions, like, what did you mean by? You know what I mean? That's the second level. You don't want me to get to the third level. I like to stay out of jail these days. But in all honesty, just listen to people, man. Be open-minded on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to.
When somebody's acting,
you don't have to. I get it.
When somebody's acting ignorant towards you, just look at them and be like, "Who hurt you?"
People are entitled to opinions. They're entitled to what they want to say. But when, like I said, when it's affecting, when I'm paying you to do something and you're blip, 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 and I'm like, you about to blip, blip on out of here,
Blip, blip, boop.
Boop, 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 boop. Blip, blip, boop, boop. Like I said, that's fine. You have your personal opinion. That's fine. But like I said, when it comes, money is affected, when it's like your private life affected.
When you're trying to force your opinion on other people.
Yeah.
You cross the line.
And you're just like.
That includes religion.
Yeah, you cross the line.
That includes religion. You can't force nobody to do nothing.
Yeah. Tell me I'm going to hell.
You can't tell. That's another. You're gay so you're going to hell because you're gay.
You're gonna burn.
Well, I'll see you there, Karen, because your ass been getting plucked by the pool boy since last Thursday. You know what I mean? So you can't. Your sins is not somebody else's sins, and somebody else's sins ain't none of your
sins
business.
Are so
repenting.
All sins are the same.
That's the thing we got taught. My dad.
All sins are the same.
You can tell a lie, and you know better than somebody to kill somebody. He used to tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard truth.
A sin is a sin.
A sin is a sin. Yep.
A sin is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to repent at the end of the day.
Overeating. That's like gluttonous.
Gluttony.
Gluttony.
Yeah.
Gluttonous.
we can have
There's
a whole.
so many topics. Now, I'm not a professional about it, so I really don't.
Yeah, you're not a theologist.
But there is, and when you really step back and think, okay, you're judging me for something else, but yet you're having an affair. You know what I mean? It's like,
or you got the needle in your arm daily, but you don't.
It's like we all say. We're human. We're human beings, But
the wayward man.
Be mindful.
The original sinner was Adam and Eve, baby, and we're all born sinners until we repent. But we can have this conversation all day, but we are not going to. Jesus! We're not going to have that conversation today. We're not. We are not preachers. We're not pastors. We're not professionals. We are well-experienced life doers. So we learn as we go. But homophobia is still a real thing. It needs to go away.
It's really sad.
Let people have their opinions. Let little boys play with dolls if they want to play with dolls. You never know. They might build your house with that sewing machine that they started with at age 3, or that easy bake oven. You know what I mean? Let people make their decisions and train your children and guide them and support them in whatever they so decide. As long as it's not illegal, as long as it's not something that is going to harm them, it doesn't matter. And stop living vicariously through your children because you're jealous. his man is finer than yours. I'm just saying.
So bizarre to me.
That is very weird to me. Very weird to me. However, you have anything else to add?
It's very bizarre. That's a real thing now.
Are we done?
Uh-huh.
We're done.
Done.
Till next time. Next week, we're going to talk about some bullying.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheRshytShow.